Oh, oh, that's not what I wanted to happen. How did that happen? This is not what I asked for. Oh my God. Comments will appear here. Yes, greetings everyone. Welcome aboard. This isn't what I thought was going to happen today on the masks. I thought I'd picked this one. That's what I really wanted. Ooh, welcome aboard. It's time for Ancient Aliens in the Bible. Hello, it's me, Jake. I think that I'm going out to Facebook. I can't get Facebook to load on the iPad, which is frustrating, to say the least. But I should be able to read some comments here on this as we go, if everything is going according to plan. Phil, I can see that you're watching, so someone's watching. I can see that this thing is turned on, and I can see that people are present and accounted for, sort of. I don't really, this is just another example of technology mystifying me, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit tired today. Laura, I can see that you're here. I can see that from the thing that says that you're watching. Brad, I can see that you're watching. I just got a little coffee. My daughter, I've taken her to the orthodontist. She's not feeling super special. She had her first shot of the Pfizer yesterday and was feeling fine yesterday, but then today now, she's really tired, so she's having a bit of a lie down. And I have been into the ocean, stepped in a ball of tar in the ocean today. Unpleasant. Didn't realize that it had happened either. You know, it was in the water. I went out into the water before I put the flippers on. I stepped in this ball of tar. Then I went out, put the flippers on, had my swim for 10 minutes, came out, took the flippers off, got up on the beach, dried off, put my feet back into the Crocs. I'm not bragging, but I got a pair of Crocs. And then when I got home to rinse off the flippers and the Crocs, as I do after I come back from the beach, I realized I had got tar in the flippers, which then got into the bag that the flippers went in when I carried them home. Then there was tar all in the Crocs. Then when I looked down at my foot, oh my God, my left foot had about a 1/8 inch of tar from the arch back all over the heel. So I had to get the dishwashing liquid and the petroleum jelly. I'm trying to combine things and dissolve things, and it was not a favorite time, I have to say. But my foot is clean. I still have some tar under my thumbnails. My thumb is feeling great from when I injured it Monday. I think after the weekend off of jiu-jitsu, I'm going to be fine. I did tape it up and go again this morning because Tuesdays and Thursdays are my main coach Adam's days, and I like to support him, and I like to see my friends in his class and learn all the things that I can learn. So I've been tarred but not feathered, and I've swum in the cold ocean, and now I'm back here. Now I can see that people are watching, but it's not showing me comments, which maybe means that people aren't commenting, but that's not like you guys to not comment. And Facebook is still not loading on the iPad, and even when I go into the app, it also says that there's some kind of problem. So I'm guessing that you can see me, but I'm guessing that I'm not seeing your comments. So if you can see me, and if we find out this worked, please let me know if this worked. But I suppose we'll find out tomorrow. I've got Ancient Aliens in the Bible. It's time for Ancient Aliens in the Bible. I feel so hamstrung because I can't see any comments or see any people here. I mean, it says that people are watching. All right. So according to last week on Ancient Aliens in the Bible, as you may know, Enki, who created the Eves, got the Adams and Eves busy with each other, and then Enlil, who's the Anunnaki I guess from their perspective, he's the good guy, but he's the bad one. From our human being perspective, Enki is the one who made the Adams and the Eves. In fact, the gods, this is the Anunnaki, left on their spaceships and watched from a safe distance because their home planet is passing by the Earth, throwing it into gravitational chaos. And this is what we learned was going to happen last week. So Enlil just let the home planet pass next to Earth, but Enki couldn't let all of his creatures perish, so he chose to warn a man named Utanapishtim, who you all might know as Noah. Is this even on? I'm hoping this is on, but I'm not seeing any comments. So he warns Noah about the imminent disaster that's about to strike the earth, and Enki gave the man the knowledge to rescue himself and his family, and provided the instructions on how to build an ark to survive the impending disaster. Sound familiar? Well, we all know that from the Bible. Dave, now I can see. Nothing worse than a gravitational chaos. Absolutely. Keys, you're not the only one experiencing Facebook issues. I can't get onto Facebook on the Facebook, as you say, on the iPad. So I'm just going by the phone camera, which says that I'm logged on. So the Anunnaki home planet, which we don't know the name of that, but we know Noah's Anunnaki name, which is Utanapishtim, and that may be some in the Bible too, but I'm not sure. So Enki gives Noah the instructions on the ark and how to save some animals. He knew that this ark, parentheses, question mark, submarine, could survive the flood. It might be possible for his experiments, that's us, Adams and Eves, to live in a post-flood world. The Sumerian man that Enki rescued, Noah, is present in flood myths from all over the world, which we know from our readings of sometimes the Bible in Sunday school or whatnot. I know is pre-Abraham, so is he? No, maybe not. He's after that. So anyway, Noah in the Bible, Cox to the Aztecs, Powako to the Indians from the Delaware region, Manu Yavasata in Hindustan, Dwightak to the Celts, Zeka in Patagonia, Noah to the inhabitants of the Amazon, Nu'u in Hawaii, and Nuwa to the Chinese. Well, it's just sort of similarities all the way around, except for those Celts. Dwightak. After the flood, human evolution carried on, while the surviving gods, that's the Anunnaki, returned to establish new cities and new command centers. There are three main areas of development in which the archaeology has found proof of the existence of major human civilizations: Lower Mesopotamia, Sumer, the Nile Valley, Egypt, the Indus Valley, India, and a fourth area referred to as sacred was dedicated and reserved to the Anunnaki in the current lands of the Sinai region, which is now very dry and not so spesh. But that's where the Anunnaki were running things from there. The Egyptian origin myths claim that Ptah, depicted wearing a space helmet, came from beyond the sea, which was the Red Sea Strait, called John Nataru. Okay, it's a little all over the place here, the ancient aliens in the Bible. But basically, the flood was caused by their home planet coming near Earth, which was convenient for Enlil, the bad Anunnaki, because he thought all of us, the Adams and Eves, were going to be destroyed, and he was wrong because Enki made the flood. Okay, Keys is asking for a spelling of Anunnaki. A-N-U-N-N-A-K-I. A-N-U-N-N-A-K-I. Anunnaki. Anunnaki. I hope I spelled that enough times. Yes, Phil, exactly. It was all pre-Vegas, clearly. And surprisingly, none of this is depicted in Vegas. Now, I don't understand why there's not an Ancient Aliens in the Bible hotel in Vegas. And if anyone is planning some kind of entrepreneurial explosions here post-pandemic, might I suggest Ancient Aliens in Las Vegas? This sounds like a great idea for me. And we can roll Elvis into that, Noah, the works. I still can't get the face butt to work. And as promised, I do have a visual aid here. You think the Luxor has that covered? Well, that's the Egyptians, but yeah, they may do have it covered, Laura. This is a bag. It says Australia on it because I was using this bag for something else. But a fan came to my show in Birmingham, Alabama, and she told me she had been corresponding with me after listening to the audio podcast for a while, where Nigel and I used to do our nonsense. This is some soil and vegetative matter from an alien spaceship landing site somewhere in Alabama. At least that's the way I heard it. I've been listening to what's his name's podcast, the guy from Dirty Jobs, and that's how I heard it. That's how I heard it. Anyway, how I heard it is this is soil from a alien landing site where the spaceship landed, and it was brought to me and given to me at a show. And if you can't knit a hat, Jen, you could just bring some dirt from an alien spaceship landing site. Equally appreciated. Although I think I'd prefer the hat. You're saying smoke it, Joan. Well, it's dirt, so I don't think I can smoke. I could smoke the grass, or the vegetative matter. Vegetative matter. I prefer vegetative matter. I'm just trying to scroll up. It's so hard. Looks like a bag you would get in high school, Dave. Yeah. So it's soil, but not far soil. Yes, Rachel, that is correct. Is the Ark thing still open? I'm not sure what Ark thing you're talking about, but if you're talking about the Creationist Museum in Kentucky, I'm pretty sure that's open, and I'm not even sure if I doubt that they even closed during the pandemic. Okay, new plan, Jake Fest in Vegas, and one of the activities is we all dress up like aliens and hit the Luxor and Caesar's Palace. Well, I like the idea of that. Get a little cosplay going on with Jake Fest, and Las Vegas is a great place to do everything. How many fingers, Phil, of alien dirt? I think it's about one. I think it's just one finger. I hate to put the kibosh on the show, but I'm really handicapped today without my being able to read the comments on the big board here. But there you go. It's the Book of Faces. Good old what's his name? Doesn't really care about me as much as I thought he did. Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, now I'm up on the page. Oh, this could be good news. I could be back in business here. It looks like I am. Oh my God, this is exciting. This is what I thought was not even going to happen today, and look, here it's here. What are you saying, Dave? Smoke some Mexican dirt weed all the time. No, it's not what's out there today, that's for sure. Not that far away from a certain Second Coming site located stateside, of course. I'm not positive what that is. You'll be the pantsless alien Keys? Yep, sounds good to me. Kentucky, Charlie, thank you for helping me. Reboot the book? I'm not sure what that means. How am I reading these then? I'm reading them out of the Ancient Aliens Bible, or Ancient Aliens in the Bible. Oh, you rebooted Facebook. Oh, you rebooted it, Dave. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, Lady Jerry's not here. She's in the house, I think, looking after our lovely daughter, who I think is actually asleep right now. I'm hoping, Christelle and I are going to have lunch tomorrow, so I'm hoping that she's going to be here for the show, although one never does know. Everybody mentioned a product they're thinking of buying to make it worth Mark Zuckerberg's while. Yeah, right. I admit that I have bought things that I've been advertised on Instagram. I've done that. I bought a pair of sweatpants. If you had an unlimited budget and 1 hour to shop, where would you go and what would you buy? Unlimited budget and 1 hour to shop. Where would you go and what would you buy? So I mean, let's be sensible. You've got an unlimited budget and 1 hour to shop. I think you want to go and get something that is going to be valuable and easy to resell. And so what would that be? And I would have never answered this until I received a Rolex watch as a gift from the great and powerful Russell Peters. I might go to the Rolex store because you could load up on a bunch of watches and easily sell them later, I think. Or would you go to the Tesla dealership? But I don't know how the Tesla dealership works because you just have to order them. So I think you could just buy one or two and then they would go, wait a minute, dude. So maybe the Tesla dealership isn't that great. Maybe you go to the Toyota dealership and just go buy all their camper trucks. Cars, Jonah's saying cars. Yeah, I think cars is a good... Utnapishtim was the Noah-like person in Gilgamesh. Christopher, thank you. Do you ever ask a raccoon to go fetch your beer? Well, they have very dexterous hands, I would say. Gems are pretty transferable, but not the blood diamonds. Yeah, diamonds, I think, are a real scam. So if you're going to the jewelry store, don't buy diamonds. I think you got to go to something that you're not really interested in buying, like the Maserati dealership, and buy all the Maseratis or the Rolexes. You know, one Rolex is plenty for me, but that's something that's valuable, and the people who value them want to buy them. You'd be able to sell them used. It would be easy. So yeah, if you were going to go, I'd go to the Louis Vuitton store, buy a bunch of that stuff, or some crazy jewelry store, but some designer jewelry. What is a Lay's poppable? I don't know who that question is for, Keys, but I'm not sure. It could be a kind of a camper. I'm going to guess it's a camper. Lay's poppable. Let me know if I'm right. Pick unlimited Lay's. Is that potato chips? So we're just going to buy potato chips? I think it's going to take... We're not going to get rich buying potato chips with an unlimited budget. Small potato snacks that have a grid pattern are all delicious. Well, that's true. I think those Pringles actually even have a bit of a grid pattern on them. And I have to say, Pringles are really... Once you start, it's hard to lay off them. If you could name the street you live on, what would you call it? Well, would I call it Jake Street? Just to be that guy? Maybe I'd call it Jake Street. Maybe I'd call it Jerry Boulevard. Or maybe I don't know. I think if I'm going to name the street where I live, I'm going to name it after myself. But then that might cause resentment amongst my neighbors. So maybe I'd call it Happy Street, Seize the Day Avenue. Once you pop, you can't stop. Christopher, I see. We're still on the snacks. Anybody remember the Mitch joke about Pringles? Boy, Mitch really gets a look in on the daily briefing, doesn't he? But I don't remember that joke. You're trying to leave breadcrumbs for Mark Zuckerberg pick. Well, good for you. STD Avenue. Yeah, we'll abbreviate it. Seize the Day Avenue. And, I hate to go early, but I was going to go to Seize the Day. I just hate to You don't like to give up. You don't like to give up because there'll be plenty of time to give up later. So what can we do right now? Let me just take my temperature. See, something seems wrong. Is it? Nope. 97.3. That's normal for me. I'm trying to decide if I need to go swimming in the ocean again tomorrow because this tar experience today has really added a downside to it. I mean, the cleanup after the swim was easily 40 minutes. RC Cola and a moon pie. Delicious, Phil. That sounds like a snack from my childhood. Dave, you said I can give up a little early. Is the trivia book handy? Oh, Letters from My Father. Yeah, that trivia book. Where is the Letters from My Father? What have I done? Hang on. On my way back. Here we go. The trivia book is handy. I've been going through the Letters from My Father, actually, in the other chair over there. And they're not all great for the show. They're all great, but they're not all great for the show. All right. Between 1881 and 1889, a French company attempted to construct a canal across the Isthmus of Panama and lost $325 million and 20,000 men before going bankrupt. So that's before, that's pre the Panama Canal. Obviously, they're not in there building a Panama Canal next to the Panama Canal, are they? Tourists huffing and puffing in the cold, rarefied air of the Andes Mountains often wonder how the Andean Indians can live comfortably at altitudes of up to 17,000 feet. What these tourists don't realize, I think we knew this, the Andes are much better suited to the rigors of this climate than are other men. The lungs of the Andes inhabitants are larger and their veins contain about 2 quarts more blood than sea level dwellers. So there we go. Their hearts beat slower, 1/5 larger than ours. Their arms and legs are shorter. Their eyes are covered with a fold of skin to keep the eyeball from freezing. Oh, that sounds nice. What's this fold of skin over our eyes for? That's to keep your eyeball from freezing. Don't get that surgically removed. You're going to be super sad this winter if you do that. So, wisdom of our fathers. Let's see. How are we doing on time? We definitely have time for a wisdom of our fathers. The problem is that I haven't pre-picked one here. This is a shorter one. This is called The Daisies. In the years when my parents were broke, Dad would give Mom a daisy for each year they were married. In good years, he would send her a rose for each year of married life. On the night before their 25th anniversary, 25 daisies arrived with a card that said, "Come take my hand." The next morning, on their actual anniversary, 25 roses arrived with a card that said, "Grow old along with me." Yeah, well, that's already underway, 25 years of marriage. Then he gave her a silver bell Mom called collected bells, and on it was engraved, "The best is yet to be. Love, G." When Dad died, Mom had "The best is yet to be" carved on his headstone. Sweet story, but I hate to break it to you. Once they bury you, in my opinion, you already had the best. You did it. Nailed it. It's time to eat the cake. You did it. Okay, Keys, you remember living in Minnesota plenty of days where it was so cold the fluid outside your eye would freeze and everything would get blurry. Yeah, I don't remember that from Minnesota days for myself, Keys, but I definitely remember going out for a jog and having a thing over my mouth so that the air would be, and then the moisture from my breath freezing little icicles on the outside of the face thing. If you want a million of something, oh, the rice joke. Got it. All right. It's time now for Seize the Day. And tomorrow, hopefully, we've got Christella, and we're going to be back in business Friday. First Friday today. Pretty pretty good for a first Friday. Pretty good for a first try. Pretty good for a first try. But we're going to have second Friday tomorrow. Right now it's time for Seize the Day. Seize the Day. Yeah, I have to say, I'm just kind of reorienting myself on the backside of this pandemic to decide. I can't figure out what the best path forward is now. I was just thinking before the show, should I pretend that I'm coming out of retirement? That this is my comeback? Maybe this is my comeback. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Here we go. This is from Unknown. When life gives you lemons, freeze them and throw them as hard as you can at the people making your life difficult. Ha ha. Rachel even wrote ha 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 in here. Enjoyed it. I feel like that calls for another Seize the Day. Here, B.F. Skinner. Here we go. B.F. Skinner. I'm not sure he raised his kid in a box, but he did suggest that as a thing that you could do. A failure is not always a mistake. It may simply be the best one can do under the circumstances. The real mistake is to stop trying. That's the Seize the Day that I needed today. A failure is not always a mistake. It may simply be the best one can do under the circumstances. The real mistake is to stop trying. Yeah, you're not beat until you quit. So let's not quit. Let's not give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. And Keys, what happened to making lemonade? Still a great idea. I like it better than the freezing the lemons idea. Yes, Rachel, it was good for a laugh. Thank you. Thank you. 2 Seize the Days, Keys, I know. It's hard to know what's going to happen next here on the Daily Briefing. That was a shot and a script, Carol? Oh, well, good. Have a nice night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, and thanks for watching. All right. Now what do I got to do here? Push the bye-bye button.